Introduction to probability, events, outcomes, and sample space. Welcome. You are about to explore the basics of probability and statistics using Python. By the end, you will know what events, outcomes, and sample space mean. You will even practice with real and simulated data. Let us begin our journey into the world of chance and data. Running the cell now. First, let us get ready to use Python for data and probability. We bring in Python libraries for calculations and charts. This stops warning messages so things stay clean. We use numpy for random numbers and arrays. Pandas helps us with tables and data. Matplotlib and Seaborn are for charts. Running the cell now. Now our tools are loaded. Let us start. What is probability? Probability is the math of chance. It answers questions like, what are the chances of rain tomorrow? Will a coin flip land heads up? How likely is it to draw a red card? Let us learn more about the building blocks of probability. Running the cell now. Let us use code to see a coin flip in action. We name our random pick as a coin flip. The computer picks heads or tails, like flipping a real coin. You see what side the coin landed on. Running the cell now. Try running this cell several times to see that the answer is never always the same. Events, outcomes, and sample space explained. An outcome is a single result of an experiment, for example getting heads. An event is a set of one or more outcomes you care about, such as getting heads. The sample space is the set of all possible outcomes, like both heads and tails. These ideas help us compute probabilities. Running the cell now. Now, let us see all possible results when tossing a coin. We create a list for the sample space. The list shows both possible outcomes for one coin flip. We print out the full sample space. Running the cell now. Think, how would this sample space change if you toss two coins at once? Probability of each outcome. If all outcomes are equally likely, each one gets the same probability. Probability is the number of outcomes you want divided by the total number of outcomes. For a fair coin, P of heads is 1 divided by 2. P of tails is 1 divided by 2. Running the cell now. Let us use math in code to find the chance for each side of the coin. We figure the chance for heads with 1 out of 2. We do the same for tails. We show both probabilities. We print these out for you. We print these out for you. Running the cell now. Notice how with a fair coin, the chances are equal. Now, let us look at a common example with a 6-sided die. We make a list of all possible numbers on a die. Our sample space is 1 through 6 for one roll. We print the sample space for the die. Running the cell now. Can you think of how the sample space would look if we rolled 2 dice together? Let us find the chance of rolling a 3 with a fair die. We divide 1 by the number of possible sides. This gives us the chance for rolling a 3. We print that probability. Running the cell now. Try changing the code to see other outcomes, like 4 or 5. Let us run a hands-on experiment. We will roll a die 20 times and count the number of 6s. We use random choice to make 20 rolls. We count how many times we get a 6. We print out all the rolls. We show how many 6s appeared. We show how many 6s appeared. Running the cell now. Sometimes, luck can look strange. Try this a few times and see how it changes. Descriptive statistics, mean, median, mode. Descriptive statistics help us describe data with numbers. The mean is the average. The median is the middle value. The mode is the most common value. Let us see these in action. Running the cell now. Let us explore our list of die roles using basic statistics. We take the average value from all our roles. We find the middle value in our list. We see which number shows up most. We print the mean. We print the median. We print the mode. Running the cell now. What does your mode tell you about these roles? Did any value come up more than others? Sometimes, data is missing. This happens often in real life. Here, we add missing values to our roles. We print out the list including missing items. Now, let us see how to find the mean while skipping missing data. We use numpy's nanmean to find the average, only for real numbers. We show that safe mean. Running the cell now. Handling missing data carefully is very important when working with real-world datasets. Mini-project, simulate a probability experiment. Let us run a mini-experiment where we flip a coin 100 times and record the results. Then, we will check how close our result is to the expected probability. Running the cell now. We will flip a coin 100 times using the computer. Let us count how many times it lands as heads or tails. We set how many flips we want. Here, we make a list of 100 outcomes, heads or tails. We count how many times heads appears. We count the number of tails. We print both counts. We print both counts. Now, we print what fraction of flips were heads. Running the cell now. Try changing n_flips to 500 or 1000. How close does the result get to 1/2 as the number of flips grows? Let us see a chart that shows how many times each outcome happens. We make a bar chart of our flip results. The title tells us how many flips we did. The X label names our outcomes. The Y label tells us how many times each came up. Now we show the chart. Running the cell now. Does the chart look balanced between heads and tails? Try running a few more times. Now we will bring in a real dataset to practice. We will use the Titanic passenger data. We load Titanic data from Seabourn. We print out how many rows and columns are in this set. We view the first few rows of the dataset. Running the cell now. Notice the columns. Who might have survived? We will look closer soon. Let us find out what portion of passengers survived the Titanic. We look at the survived column. The mean here will give us the fraction who lived. We print this survival rate. Running the cell now. Is this higher or lower than you guessed? Try finding and printing the rate for just women or children too. Best practices and troubleshooting. Always check your sample space before calculating probabilities. Simulate events to get hands-on understanding. Work with real data to see how concepts apply. If code gives an error, read the message closely. If you get stuck, share your code with a friend or instructor. Running the cell now. Now you try. Tell the computer how many times you want to flip a coin. Then, see each result. The computer asks you for a number of flips. It flips a coin as many times as you asked. It shows you each result in a list. Running the cell now. Try different numbers, like 5, 10, or 50. What patterns do you notice? If you are enjoying this lesson, do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Ready for a challenge? Let us estimate the chance of getting at least 1/6 when rolling 3 dice at once. We try this experiment 10,000 times to estimate the probability. We set a counter for how many trials work out. We loop over all trials. Each time, we roll 3 dice. If at least one die is a 6, we add to our successes. If at least one die is a 6, we add to our successes. We print out our estimated probability. Running the cell now. Try changing how many dice you roll or how many times you repeat this to see how the estimation changes. Recap: what did we learn? Probability is about chance and outcomes. We learned what events and sample space mean. We used code to simulate experiments. We practiced with real data. Try simulating more experiments yourself. Ask questions. Keep exploring. Running the cell now. Thanks for learning probability with Python. Practice what you learned today. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends. Stay curious and keep experimenting. Probability is everywhere. Running the cell now.